What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 24, picking up from Angel River. So, with last episode, now that we have finished up with Liurnia, we're going to be heading on into your first two underground regions. Before we hop on over to Kaled, as we are perfectly leveled for these areas. Now, your underground areas are very cool, very different from anything else in the world. However, they are optional. So, if you're not going for a platinum, you don't really have to do these areas. With that being said, there are so many upgrades and spells and weapons and items. I would never consider not doing any of my underground areas in a playthrough, as you just get so many benefits from doing it, right? So as you go on down, you're going to notice some new enemy types, which are going to be your ants. Now, ants do a lot of damage, all in all, but honestly, they're not so bad if you play your cards right. So the first thing we're going to be doing is going on down to the right, just getting a couple items from a dead end, and it's not going to hurt to go and put on your lantern too. It can be a little bit dark in here. Now, the ants are obviously going to be weak to fire and blood boss, like a lot of things are, but they're also pretty weak to frostbite and other statuses, so you guys should be good to use whatever you like, but I would recommend fire or frostbite the most. I feel like those are the best statuses. Like, poison's not going to do much because some of them do poison, so they're going to have resistance to it. Also, as you see, you got some hanging around, some are going to try to hop out at you, so just be very, very vigilant. Now, when you get surrounded by these guys, you can try to bring them back into a tunnel and choke point them. But what I like to do is stay aggressive, swing for the fences. A lot of times it just makes things easier. But there are some situations where trying to line them up may work out better. So once we got them, we're gonna head on down. So on the right, one's gonna pop out. So he may do acid. So they're gonna spray acid at you, or he might just try to attack you. It's not guaranteed what he's gonna do. So just be ready for it. Guard counter will pretty much finish him off if you can. Not get interrupted. So as you progress, you're going to see your first fork in the road. What we're going to be doing here is just going to the left. Now, this is a dead end for a smithing 3. It's not really a big deal. You definitely want it, but nothing too game-changing down here. There's usually a few that will come on down on your way back. Here. The guard counters look fabulous. Depending on your weapon, you're not guaranteed to stagger them. Us using a great mace getting hurt, that's for sure. Alright, so we go ahead and get him. Then going down the trail, you're going to see a lot of blood, guts, and just corpses piled up. Everybody's enhanced and killed over time. And once we get here, there's going to be yet another fork in the road where you can either go to the left or go straight. So what we want to do first is to go straight. Both areas lead you to the main sections of the underground. However, you're going to want to go left or you're going to miss some really good items. Because depending on which way you take, you could obviously miss things because of how, the place is laid out. If you're going on down, you got your ghost globe work. You're going to have some arrows right here. And then right over here should be a smithing. At least that's what we got wrote down. So with that clear, we can head on up. Now, this is going to get you Site of Grace. As mentioned, it will lead you into your next main area of the zone we're in. But, I forgot, Angel River. But we don't want to do that just yet. Or we don't want to rest. It's going to bring all those guys back, so let's try to do our best with this. We have plenty of heals. If you guys have been burning through your heals, just, go ahead. Rest and just put them back, put them down on the way back. I think it's quite manageable though. Alright, so now we got that caught up, we can take this path. You're actually about to run into your first queen. Now, queen ants are really big, but they're so easy to kill. The thing about it is they're usually pretty well guarded. So a lot of the other ants are going to start dropping down and get on you. So what we're going to do is this is one of those areas where you probably want to choke point them. So what I mean by this is we'll go smack the bubble, that'll kill her one shot, and then run over, ignore him, and try to get in this little hallway here. That way, we can just line them back, back to back, and hopefully, oh, yeah, we got in between. This is not good. Not good. It's okay. We can get out of it. That's why I said it's probably better to swing for the fences, but choke pointing them isn't the worst thing you can do. So now with that, you're going to get into a more open area. Now there's another type of enemy here called Claymen. I don't really think they're worth our time right now until we're able to do more damage. They take forever to take out. There's 1,000 of them. Now on top of that, they're only worth 100 runes apiece. So I just don't think it's worth the time, at least in this first underground area. Eventually they'll become worth like 500, 600 apiece. And we're going to be powerful enough to put them down much quicker. But right now, just ignore them. It's up to you guys. So as soon as you grab your item here, oh, and just to state, when you took out that queen, that's your first rune 10, that's worth 5,000. So, you know, you're naturally getting to the point where this stuff's worth a lot more. You'll still get the smaller runes too, but you're are going to start finding the bigger ones. So Celestial Dew, in case you piss off an NPC. We've already covered where to use that. Like I said, they're very resistant. And you can just try to stay on them, but you are buried in these guys, and they're just not really worth much to justify spending 15 minutes here whacking on them. What we're going to do instead, work towards this back section, pick up our goodies, and, you know, get on our way. And don't get me wrong, if you guys want to, you know, put them down, you can. They're so resistant. The other thing is they'll tank through any attacks, so even though you're smacking them in the face, they're not slowing down. They're not even staggered, they're stunned, they're not impressed whatsoever. Look at this, just draining the resources, and, you know, for what, right? For what? I mean, you get a little bit, but it's like 112 souls a pop. Now, from this point, and by the way, that's where, you know, we were when we got that side of drain. Like I said, you know, we weren't worried about going that way. But as you progress, you're going to see the little doorway on the left. We want to ignore that. It's actually pretty important. Because if you go to this side, it's going to, for one, guarantee you're not missing any items. But more importantly, it's going to allow you to take out a very big enemy who is spamming meteorites at you. So he's using gravity magic. And it's just raining meteorites at you. They don't do much damage on their own, but when they start hitting you back to back, it puts you down pretty quickly. And there's no other way to get rid of this guy besides go this way. Try to get your eyes range as possible. Grab smithy ones, get behind here. You see him up there, he's like really big bow. We called it stealth. You guys that you fight named that, but that's what he is. So we're gonna take him down. He's actually really intimidating, but when you start beating on him, you realize he doesn't have that much health. He's not, you know, not that great. Alright, so everything below we're not worried about. We're about to get to it. And when you go over here, you're quick enough, you have to kind of tuck right behind here. And we're going to wait for a break. Probably going to get hit a time or two, it's okay. Hopefully you get up fast enough to hide behind here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to stay here, we're going to heal, let him do his thing. Run, 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 run. Now when you drop down, we're going to get behind this pillar. Wait it out. Try not to use your lock on. Use your lock on if you're up close fighting him. The way he moves around, it's going to pull your character to the side. Now guard counter. Boom. Staggered. But yeah, it'll pull you right off the ledge if you're not careful. Now you got him down, he will not respawn in. If it did not go this way, he's going to be shooting meteorites the whole time you're trying to get everything. So right behind you is no items. You know, there's nothing over there. If you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. So for us, we're just going to run off, turn around, drop, go pick up your map right here. So I told you guys there were later underground regions as well, and they're actually part of your first two. They connect, but they're later areas that connect to it, so you cannot access this. So when you're looking, you'll see other areas. You know, areas that we can reach, but you'll see areas that we can't reach too. And that's what's going on there. So aside from that, we can go here and meet your merchants. Got a couple cookbooks, prisoner starting set, mage, fucking fillables. This right here, thaw frost boluses, so you can cleanse frostbite, and then acid spray mist for your perfume bottles. I'll go ahead and pick this one up because I don't want to have to remember where to get this guy late game when we deal with a lot of frostbite, because you have to go through a frostbite zone very late in the game. And, you know, with that being said, you're going to want to have access to those boluses, because Flame Cleanse Me does nothing for frostbite. Alright guys, so as we go on down, you see a few gentlemen here. You have your golden rune. Go to the left, drop. The fireflies, we know they're rare. They're only in caves and underground areas. Goes glowwork. Now we're just going to take the waterway up. So don't worry about that other stuff up the stairs. We're just doing a big loop around to get it. So once again, if you guys want to fight these guys, go for it. I'm good. It just takes too long. We have too much to do this episode. Alright, so now we can go back up, get all this stuff. I mean, if they're in our way, we'll take them down. But like I said, they're so resilient. You know, it takes so much. The bigger things, too, is that they don't get staggered, right? So, this means that you're hitting them in the face and they're still coming for you. Yep. Yeah, damage output's pretty impressive as well. Alright, so as soon as we go up, we're going to circle back around to the right so we can pick up the rest of these items. Then behind us is what's going to move you forward. I guess if we stay buff, it's not so bad to put them down for just 2 hits. But if you're not buff, that's, you know, kind of a problem. You can get their spear too, it's a magic build, so like Dex and use something for now, so it has built-in magic damage and physical, so it might be something for you. So that brings us full circle. Now we're just going to run straight on down. You did not get the item over here to the left on the other side of the wall. Make sure you pick that up. Smack him. You should be good from here. This is pretty cool, but there's nothing with it. So you can either drop down or take the top path, it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to fall. Yep, that's just a note. Now from here I do like to rest because, you know, we're not going to be going back that way again. So now what we're going to be doing is dropping down. Taking out more ants. And these guys will fight. They're not really worth much either, but they go down quick, they're big, and they're really going to cause us problems. While the other guys just kind of run by real quick, you know. As far as your more elite enemies, we'll take all these guys out. So, immunizing horn charm. That's going to be another resistance charm. That's for poison and rot. So it's going to give you more protection to those statuses, right? We'll get your glow for it. Now, what we're going to do first is shoot over to the left-hand side here. You'll be very careful because you have basilisks. They use what's called curse or deathlight in this game. Now, if that bar fills up, you're dead. Full health doesn't matter. If you let that deathlight build up, that's all she wrote. So you can take them down if you want. I wouldn't, you know, advise it. I would just ignore them because you're going to get caught. Get your soap. So soap's like if you get poison all over your armor and you care that much to clean it up. You know, there you go. Get your somber. Now this is overlooking an area called the Lake of Rocks. This is one of your final underground regions, and it sucks as bad as it looks. It's an entire lake filled with rot. If you guys remember when we did our early run around in Caelid, we were on that rock swamp, but we were able to stick on torrent, right? We didn't take no damage. Well, the Lake of Rot's a bit different. You have to run around on foot, so we're going to try to get a special outfit that really boosts resistances. We'll be using Flame Cleanse Me despite what your build is, using certain items. We're going to be stacking a bunch of stuff for protection because you have to run through this really big fucking lake. And to actually get all the items, and there's really good items there. that's what you got to do. You know, it's unavoidable. So it's going to be really rough. There's a reason why it's towards the end of the underground. You know, it's bad. It's bad. But once you know what to do, it's pretty simple, honestly. You know, very hard fights down there for sure. As far as boss fights, some very hard fights. All right, getting back on the straight and narrow. Be a little dead end over here on your left-hand side. I'm about to fight a really big, intimidating boss. This is your dragonkin soldier. So they are akin to dragons. They're not what you think. They're humanoid. They look like soldiers in armor, but they're gigantic. Now this guy has frost lightning spears. A spell we're actually going to get access to. Pretty cool. So what he does is he jumps up in the air, throws a lightning bolt onto the ground. It's like a white lightning bolt. Then it's going to make it rain frostbite lightning all over the place. So it's pretty wild shit. All you can do is just run away from it. It's not so bad. Other than that, you just got typical swipes. You're just going to try to smack at you, jump around. He's really not that bad. Now, the only thing that makes him tough is his spells do a lot of damage. But this first version of him doesn't have much health. Look how cool this area is, too. So we get to go above the top of those buildings. That's when the underground gets really cool, which comes after Caleb. But right at the start, right when he's getting up, you know, we're already trying to work heavy attacks. I'll typically go for around his right leg if I can. If I can get some shots on his head, hell yeah. That's the other thing he likes to do. Try to smack with his hands going straight down. A lot of times they'll come in threes. But not always. Charge heavy. Dagger. Oh, don't get me locked in. Don't get me locked in. That's bullshit. Alright, well if you get completely fucked out of your critical attack, bullshit. Just, you know, hit him where you can and don't waste that opportunity to get damage on him. Alright, now he's going for his lightning bullshit. You can try to dodge through it, the timing's a bit tight. So it's lightning spear, so it's gonna run away. Yeah. You can't spam it so much, but apparently that's what he's doing now. Heal quickly. Okay. That's the other thing why it's not that hard because of the level we are. Because anytime he hits you, you're pretty much just healing through it. Easily enough, run to the side. He got us. I can't believe it. I've never died to him. I will say that our weapon's a little bit under upgrade. Mine is. I've set you guys up. You guys are all running around with plus 12 to plus 16 weapons by now, at least plus 15 with all the resources, the running around, getting you guys stuff, clearing our areas. But I've only brung this up to plus 9, so I'm a little bit behind. Not an excuse, I got caught, but you guys probably got past is what I'm saying, because you got more damage. The other thing too is our shield's not really offering us much here. So for one, I had 30,000 souls. That's how you know I really wasn't worried about it, right? Run into a boss fight that many souls is never a smart idea. And like I said, if you can get his head, go for it. But it's better to work his legs because you can easily enough aim for that spot. God damn, dude. Fuck. He's all over the place. I guess I'm giving up on the charge heavy. Just beat him down with light attack. It's taking me so long to charge him up. This weapon should still have a fair amount of posture damage too. You're probably better off not using charge heavy. But I like to try to get that stagger up on him. Okay, so maybe a double roll would keep him safe there. Phase 2, that's this bullshit's coming. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Spamming. 3 times now. 4. Alright. I've never seen him spam a special attack. Never seen a boss spam a special attack. They're not supposed to do it 4 times in a row. It's not how it works. That's why it's a special attack, not a regular moveset. There it is. So just stick with it. It's really not that bad. I've never used this weapon before. Kind of still getting used to it. I mean, it's good. It feels fast, but like when you're actually fighting somebody, it doesn't feel as fast as it does where you're swinging at air. Not really a big colossal weapon kind of guy. We happen to get him, like, oh, that's cool. We'll be using mini weapons until we get our main weapon, because the walkthrough we're showing stuff off. In fact, we're probably going to take this off soon. But I like, you know, it's giving us health back, so it goes with, you know, the faith build and survivability aspect. It works good with fire. It's got blood loss. So it's got a lot of stuff going, breaking enemies' posture left and right. But, yeah, I might be going with something else here shortly. So it's almost our 25-25 spot. Now, before you hop on out of here, guys, what you're going to want to do is look for a building. Yep, right here. Now, this is going to get you your final upgrade map for your spirit summons. Very important item. It's weird, too, because you get this now, but you'll still be missing, like, 8s, like 7s, 8s, and 9s. They don't come for a bit. If you don't go into the underworld, you'll probably never max out a spirit, just so you guys know. Either way, guys, with that, your first underground region is done. So now what we're going to do is jump to Fort Height West. Now, we're not going to have the time to do both these underground regions this episode. We are going to have the time to knock out the first, which we've done, and get the first half of the next one done. It's much bigger. But while we're here, we're going to jump on into Kenneth Heights and Nefeli's quest a bit. We can progress it a little bit more, but until we do the capital, we cannot complete this quest. So, I'm going to at least go and get these steps done. Now, you notice all the enemies are gone. We've cleared the fort for him, lore-wise. That's why they don't respawn like they typically do. But, what you go here, once again, it has been overran. But this time by the demi-humans that were up front the first time. We could have done this earlier. I just figured we'd fit it in next time we're coming down here. Because we actually come back to this location even more in the future. Like, we'll go take Kaled out and take out the main boss, and then another underground area opens up like right up the road from here. So you come back here a few times if you're doing all the content. Now when you go up here, if you guys remember, after clearing the fort, Kenneth Height said he wanted to knight you because he was the lord of this area, right? But he still sees the world as in such disarray. He's pretty much saying he doesn't have the power to, because he can't even keep control of the area. So he wants to anoint someone of a respectable bloodline to be Lord of Stormvale and rule over Limgrave. I don't want to spoil it. Let's just say we're going to make a friend pretty much king or queen of this area. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite aspects. Because when you become Elden Ring, you're going to have your own kings and queens, or Elden Lord, you got to have your own kings and queens to look over your areas. So I like that they implemented that, because it makes you feel like, okay, I'm actually ruling the world. I have my own people, I have my own teams. So I really like that. So he needs a true and stalwart heir. Alright. And we'll get that for him. We'll line that up. But this cannot be done until we take out the capital. This quest line I didn't figure out until I was like 1,000 hours in the game. I just always gave up on it. I never, because it's so obscure, man. I just never figured it out. And one day I'm like, I'm figuring this shit out, bro. The fact of the matter is by the time you can complete it, you're 50 hours in the game and you forgot all about Kenneth Height, Nefeli, and Goostock for that matter. And they're all involved in this quest, right? So you just forgot all about them. Alright, so we're going back over to the Erd Tree. You guys remember, we talked about this area, but we never took the lift down. Wherever you see big room bear, just shoot to the right. Now, going down here is going to open some big doors for us, depending on if you guys are like level appropriate to get a quest done here. So we've talked about, going up to 25 stamina, lets you, as long as you're not using anything too big, like just regular great swords, daggers, shield, casting, and good armor. 25 stamina, but you want these weight talismans, right? Well, we get the best one down here if you could get past a quest that's very difficult. So we'll be doing that next episode. But with this weight talisman, you'll be able to wear whatever the fuck you want for the rest of the game. You're not putting in more levels in stamina. If anything, maybe you know, a few, 2, 3 levels, and you'll be set up. So that's really good. We also get a absolutely phenomenal quality weapon, somber weapon. It does the frostbite lightning. It's really cool. We might play around with that a bit until we get other faith weapons, but it will actually pair with some of the new spells we picked up. So there's a few things for frostbite for faith, but all in all, it's more of an intelligence type of status. But yeah, I mean, there's all types of builds you can do. The longest lift in the world. So as mentioned, this episode will probably be a little bit short because we're flying through it, but what we're going to be doing is just knocking out the first half and getting access to the rest of Soifra, because it's so big and there's so much to do. So firstly, when we go in, we're going to do a loop on Torrent. Just getting all the items in the outskirts. As I said, you go through the underground, you're going to get so stocked up with everything. Crafting, upgrades. I mean, you just seen, we just got a fucking god tier spell with Frozen Lightning Spear. You haven't seen it in action, but I'll show it off at some point. It's fucking good. But yeah, I mean, just getting so much here, guys. Now, you're going to see this building and everything in between. We'll get to that, but what we're going to do is take a sneaky route around back, and this is going to allow us to drop in and then work the zone kind of backwards, make it much easier to take these guys out because, you know, we'll essentially be behind them. So right now, you know, we swung to the right, grabbed some stuff. We're going to swing over here to the left-hand side. I'm just kind of doing a level check on these guys because it's weird. This is the first underground region you'd naturally find, but the second one seems to be a little bit lower level, which doesn't really make sense. The first one we did, ainsel, doesn't seem to be as high as level as this one. That's why we're doing this one second instead of first. Alright, so once we get all the resources, you're going to see these stairs. So ignore the main stairs for now. What we're going to be doing is just shooting to the top. A little bit of crafting. I think that's all there really is. And you might see like, oh shit, well now there's nowhere to go. So what you're going to want to do is run over here near this wall. You're going to see item on the ledge. So let's go ahead, pick that up, and be careful when you jump over here. Now, and there will be very rare specific upgrades, I mean crafting that you haven't seen yet because the underground area is different, right? Different regions give you different crafting. That's why you should be picking up everything, because if you need certain things, you might have to go to a different part of the world to get it. But either way, what we're going to want to do is just work our way around, and using torrents is not a bad idea. In fact, you have to use them up here. It just depends on how comfortable you are on him. Make things a little bit easier. If you try to run down that way, there's just nothing happening. And right here, what I like to do, I like to grab torrent, and we're just going to jump very far over, and double jump, just in case. Then from here, I'll usually get off the torrent, because what we want is to grab this spell. So drop attack. It's okay, we'll get him on the way down. Silver pickled, drop attack. So this is a arcane spell, isn't that wild? So it's like intelligence arcane. You're talking about obscure builds. It's probably the most obscure build there is, meaning no one's going to be thinking to use that, you know? There's a few things, but I'm talking about like 2. And you get them both here. It's really not that good. You're just shooting bubbles at people. So maybe something you can play around, not be too serious with. Okay, and you see why we said not to really fight these guys. Oh, look at that. Clayman's Harpoon. So that is a intelligence scaling weapon. As magic physical. We talked about this before. We get our smithing 4. There's always one item I missed down here. Did we get it? It's like behind one of the pillars. We may have actually remembered it this time. Yeah, seems like we're good. Okay. Don't you like how they just turn to clay when you kill them? Turn to mush. Alright, so we're not going to go up yet. We're just going to go backtrack. So we're going to go down to the left. Is this the area we ignored? It's really just crafting more than anything else. You don't have to get. Now, from this point, I'll probably just hop on Torrent, guys. Like I said, I don't really want to tango with these guys. They're too resistant to our damage type right now. that. And then we can head on over. Alright, so with that, you got your first half of the zone done. And only 30 minutes in. I'd love to say we have enough time for this episode to wrap it all up. But, like, we could probably... The fact of the matter is, with PlayStation, you can't go over an hour. And I see this next part taking 45 minutes. I think we'll be about 10, 15 minutes short pulling it off, unfortunately. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up. But I would like to at least get us our side of grace. Now, this is where it really opens up. It's pretty big, and there's a lot going on, right? We're going to want to go do a big loop around, kill everybody. And there's a lot of guys here. There's multiple boss fights and secret areas. So it just, to get it done properly, it takes some time. It could even take us a whole hour, which is the main reason I want to put it off. Because if you take your time and not kind of rush it, yeah, it's going to take a bit. Now, there's going to be a big crab over here on your left. Remember what I said, guys. Pick up all these resources. Melted mushroom. You haven't seen that in this, right? We're in a very specific area. You're not going to be able to get it up there anywhere else. You know, when we do the other underground areas, obviously, right? Obviously. But if not, and even if you're not crafting, because it might get to a point where you're going through crafting, playing with stuff, it's actually a lot of fun when you get into it. And then you'll see something like, oh shit, that's cool as hell. I bet you I could use this for this boss or for, you know, for this situation. Next thing you know, you need fucking melted mushrooms, right? And you don't know where to get them. And that's exactly why I said, because I slept on crafting. Then it got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm going to use this, right? Didn't have the resources because I ignored all this shit. So that's why every time I call out stuff like that, it's because me personally, I've went through this and made these mistakes. So I realized that they're probably more common than you might think. Alright, so we'll grab that. Then over here, on the left side, is going to be your side of grace. Now, another really good reason to do this before Caelid, because we could have done, you know, the first half of Caelid, and when we got access to the other underground areas, we could have just done this and lined them all up. That's actually the way I had it planned. But as soon as you get here, you're going to get a cookbook that allows you to craft boluses for rot. So, you know, as Caelid's a rot zone, it made sense to, you know, kind of do this first, plus get some good weapons and a lot of upgrades. But either way, guys, with that, we're going to wrap up here. So next episode, we'll be knocking out Soifra in full, get you guys some really good weapons and talismans. Then we'll be set up and ready for Caelid. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll catch you back here shortly.